Hey fairies! Oops, 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 oops. Okay, so today I'm gonna go on an ice cream date with myself per usual because I think sometimes the best kind of date is the one that we go on by ourselves. Anyway, I'm just gonna be going, eating some ice cream, chilling, and then I'm probably gonna talk some smack. Okay, so y'all just stay here, sit back, relax, and we're gonna have a little hang sesh. Alright, so I'm currently chilling as well. And I will tell you, firsthand experience is that when you're able to get food and you're able to just relax for a few minutes, it's such a good feeling. So I'm just chilling here with my wrap right now, and I'm like really grateful. You gotta take moments. You gotta take moments out of your life to appreciate what you do have, even if you feel like you have absolutely nothing. Sometimes you gotta be grateful for just having yourself, and that's kind of where I started, because I truly used to not have anything at all, and anything I did have would just be like a concept, or it would be like a systematic object, or just even like a systematic building of my subconscious. So everything that I thought, everything I felt would be stemming from that systematic build. But anyway, just cut the trees real quick, because basically just acknowledging what you have and appreciating it is kind of what I'm trying to say. And the quicker you do that, the closer you will be to exactly where you're trying to get. Oh, hey again. So, I got ice cream. And, basically, it's a dirt cake, right? And then it's stuffed by chocolate, because I'm crazy. And I even revved myself up with the toppings. Oh, I got M&Ms and sprinkles. I'm probably not gonna sleep. Oh, look at her. She literally is living in a small town, and she's walking down the street with a rainbow mohawk, and she doesn't give up. That's what I'm getting here. She said it, not me. In the comments, Excuse me. I want to hear about y'all. Because I'm always sitting here talking. I want y'all to comment. What drives you? If you can watch somebody living in a small town and then walk down the street with a rainbow mohawk, something is driving that person. So, I want to know how you feel. I want to know what you wake up in the morning and think, dang, that thing is really like making me feel like a person right now. This is melting so fast. She's dripping, bro. I cannot tame this lady, bro. With her rainbow mohawk and her feral attitude. I personally, in my professional opinion, think this is so much ice cream. And I wasn't ready. If y'all don't want to talk about what drives you, what's your favorite ice cream flavor? Just like that simple. We could keep it kosher if you'd like. Dang. That's like half of my face. Holy shit. I feel like this is too much ice cream. I will say, when in doubt, and you feel like the system is cheating you with fraction portions of what they used to be, Stewart's ice cream, yeah, you don't have to worry about the portions. They're there, baby. She truly is living her life with her color, and I really actually respect that. If you have not taken yourself out on a date in like at least a month and a half, this is your sign. Because when you go outside, automatically you're opened up to the oh my gosh. You're automatically opened up to the co-creation of the universe that is the earth. You're going outside and you're experiencing all of these things that are not of direct creation from yourself. And I think, say that you go on a date or say that you literally do anything out of the ordinary that you don't usually do. You are automatically opening yourself up to a variety of new opportunity and possibilities. And this is coming from a person that really doesn't experience like completely taboo things when I go outside. But the more you do it, the more you get these like little pieces of, different experiences from everything. And then when you look back at it, you're like, whoa, that was kind of funky, or that was groovy, or like the way that this person treated me was kind of off, or maybe there was something you liked about the way that somebody treated you, and so on. Like, there's just all of these little fractions that like kind of start to sprinkle on top of like your ice cream. I'm really not trying to get too deep today, but the universe is my love language, so I can't just completely refrain. I really am starting to see myself as a human being. And that's another reason I say, like, when in doubt, just take yourself on a date. Regardless of the fear of money that you may be holding, or like past stories that you tell yourself about how you're not allowed to experience joy because your environment is reflecting otherwise. But that's the direct result of every time I go out, I experience like basically a little piece of myself that's telling me like, it's okay. Say hypothetically, I go out and I go take myself on a date, I eat dinner. The dinner is just not good. The walk there was absolutely so hot to the point that I couldn't even think. And like the water was from the tap or something. Well, here's the thing. Because you're walking away from that situation and you're saying, dang, I didn't deserve that. So even that in itself is such a crucial part of who you become. Because if you realize what you don't deserve, it becomes so much more visible of what you deserve. And then you have to think, okay, well, why do I deserve it? And you deserve it because you're becoming this version of yourself that understands the worth, understands the time she needs or he needs, understands, just the overall energy that it takes to maintain yourself. So within that, you're seeing the way that you want your environment to treat you, the way that you want the people around you to treat you. Because you genuinely, at the end of the day, the kinder you are to yourself, the kinder you want your environment and the people around you to treat you as it is. When I go out and somebody treats me really bad, I'm like, that was weird, and that really didn't feel like a direct reflection of who I am as a person, so that made it even weirder. It feels good. It feels good to say that to myself. Instead of being like, I deserve to be a victim of what just happened. Because it happened. And that's it. And I'm going to tell you something that really helped me out. Is the fact that I realized sometimes things just happen. And sometimes people really just want to siphon your energy. And sometimes when you don't see your worth, it's that much more likely that you're going to experience, that negativity. Because it's the universe really trying to like wake you up so that you can see your worth. I'm going to tell you, you're really not going to experience anything that you genuinely desire if you're spending all of this time guilt tripping yourself, self-deprecating, just straight telling yourself that you're not good enough because maybe your environment or family or friends taught you that. So I'm sitting here right now and kind of reflecting on my life as a whole, and with every negative situation, wow. With every negative situation that I reflect on and look back at, I see, wow, I really didn't deserve that. And then just about 8 times out of 10, at the time, I was looking at it like, oh, I probably deserve that because of whatever reason, or I'm being punished, or blah, blah, blah. For a blatant reason that I don't understand the source of. So then, at the end of the day, I'm sitting there telling myself I'm a bad person because I experienced this bad thing. So you really are what you tell yourself, and you are, you are exactly what your mind is. I basically got to the point that I spent so many years guilt tripping myself because of the negative experiences that I was racking up. And it made me say to myself, wow, I'm probably a really bad person, as I just said. And that probably means that it has to be this way forever for some unknown reason. So now I'm looking at that and I'm saying, wow, I spent a lot of time in a lot of different situations insisting that I deserved something that wasn't for me. And I'm basically just trying to say that I'm understanding the fact that it was a huge waste of my time. And while it was a huge waste of my time, it was exactly what I needed as a stubborn person and as somebody who wants to learn firsthand. and up close what the world can be if you assume that you deserve a horrible experience from the world. So you're basically directly telling the universe, like, hey, I want this thing that's not meant for me. And the more that you say that, the more you're going to experience exactly what you don't deserve. Wow. There was not a problem with this standing up just about 2 minutes ago. Okay. So yeah, I'm really understanding that as a society, we spend so much time saying, wow, we deserve this really bad thing. And then at the end of the day, or at the end of the week, or at the end of the month, we are forced to kind of like sit with all of that karmatic result of what we have been telling ourselves for that whole month, or year, or decade, whatever it may be. In turn, that exact energy creates this kind of implied environment. So say you have a really bad life and you just don't understand why, because you know deep down that you're a good person and you continuously try to do things that align with that. Okay, well maybe the generation before you was so negative that it infiltrated your life. And so you're genuinely not even paying for your karma at that point. You're paying for somebody's projected karma. So that's why it's important to step back and say, this is not mine, and I'm willing to turn this back to the sender. And as soon as you start to do that, you start to pave the way for your kids, or for just your family in general, because they see how that affects you positively. And maybe even just your friends, maybe your boyfriend, maybe your girlfriend, you're automatically insisting that life path of it's okay to be okay. And it's also okay to not be okay, because part of projecting that negativity is telling yourself, wow, it's not okay that I'm a human, and this is genuinely going to affect everything that, I'm working on, and it's really going to hold me back. But being a human is exactly what is intended to project you into the future. Because when you're being honest about what you want, and you're being real about your desires, that's your human part of yourself. And if you're not honest about those things, then you're going to tell yourself that you're a horrible person for desiring things, for wanting things, for eating, for having money, human things. Spirituality aside, that's literally what we're here to do, is to enjoy ourselves. So it's like we spend all of this time being conditioned and then conditioning each other that, accessing and acting on that humanity is just a horrible thing. Anyway, I might do some ranting later, but that's about it for now. It's really good. Death by Chocolate used to probably be my favorite, but then I had Dirt Cake. This sounds like an advertisement. Then I had Dirt Cake, and my whole life was just different after that. But it's like, when I eat Death by Chocolate, I'm really searching for like that feeling that I used to get when it was all I knew. And if that ain't symbolic, then I don't know what is. I really like the fact that I go off on random lectures. But not everybody likes that about me. That's okay. I feel like getting information out there is exactly what I needed. Like, I'll watch tarot readings and I'll just blatantly listen to people talk about spirituality and humanitarianism combined, and it really helps me see, like, first and foremost, I'm not absolutely, psych ward insane. Like, that's not what I reflect. I'm just reflecting my truth. And not everybody likes that because it's not their truth. Because they're carrying the truth of, like, the 1900s. And they're trying to, kind of intertwine that with modern day society. And that's exactly what creates fear-based systems. Like, we're not allowed to be human and enjoy it at the same time. But that's so far from the truth. That's the only way we're gonna evolve. That would be like if I said the world would be a better place without ice cream because it's bad for you. Yeah, I know that. Like, that's literally the point. Like, sometimes you gotta, like, incorporate poison with your antidote. And that is the only way that we're going to be able to go slow enough and also be able to move at a rapid pace, if that makes sense. Because if you're just poisoning yourself all the time, you're always eating ice cream, you're always eating chicken sandwiches, you're doing this, you're doing that, it's fun, but you won't evolve because you won't be able to see in a clear point of view. You're just going to be so clogged up with sugar and excess chemicals that you don't need to run properly that you won't. But if you have a little bit of fun sometimes and you also mix that with like a salad, that's what we need, because it says you're allowed to have fun, but just try to come back to yourself afterwards. It really builds that base of having that fun, and then at the end of the day being able to, like, hypothetically continue building your house or continue running your business or continue taking care of your kid. If you don't make it about yourself sometimes, you won't know how to make it about anybody else. Like, you're gonna be toxically invested in your relationships. And yes, I do speak from firsthand experience, as much as I don't want to admit that. But that's truly how we grow. Because if I wouldn't have made any mistakes in my life, I wouldn't be able to talk like this right now. Like, all ego aside, I don't like to refer to it as mistakes, because that tricks my brain into thinking, wow, yeah, I was probably a pretty bad person if I was willing to blah, 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 or if I did this, or if I thought that, whatever. I'm not a bad person. I'm just a person who enjoys, having fun sometimes. And fun in excess will create and encourage, that negative behavior towards others and yourself. So, like, be yourself. Don't be so ashamed to just continue acting on what you want and be able to trust that. Because if you don't trust what your intuition wants to do, and just, like, maybe it wants to go out on a date with you. If you don't trust that, you're going to be specifically blocking out a whole different part of yourself. Like, you have this creative side of your brain and you have a logic side of your brain. If you don't incorporate both of those things, you won't have fun. If everybody's having fun, nobody is. Like, okay, let me elaborate. Say there's a group of people and they make messes all day because they're so busy having fun, but then at the end of the day, they don't clean up. Or at the end of the week, like, they just aren't taking care of themselves. They aren't kind of nurturing themselves. Then they're not going to be at the point where they're able to nurture each other and those relationships with each other, let alone a relationship with yourself. Next thing you know, everybody's fighting and nobody's having fun. Okay, so I got a little splitty right here. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna smoke it now. Oh, if you want to smoke with me, get ready. So yeah, basically, really working on being myself more often. And I'm not disappointed. I truly don't regret it. And it's scary because you know people are going to be jealous. That's the thing. You know that it's going to get to the point where people say, wow, well, they're doing that. I knew that I could do that the whole time, but I just didn't because blah, blah, blah. And if they had to go through blah, 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 then they wouldn't have done it either. So it's a direct excuse. So if somebody come at you sideways or diagonally, just don't let them, convince you to stop doing your thing, because it is truly a very important part of evolution, is thinking for yourself. What I'm trying to say is, if you feel like you're holding back from doing something because you think not doing it is going to put you in a better mindset or position or environment, just do it. Unless it's like blatantly harmful to you. If you want to smoke a little bit of weed, okay. You're not going to get smited. Oh! If you catch yourself frowning, try to smile. And then try to perk up a little bit. Because kind of like putting a smile on my face when I catch myself frowning has put me in like this, implied mindset. It's like, instead of implying a frown, I'm implying that I'm okay the way that I am. And I respect that about myself. And when I see that quality in others, I dig that. That's evolution, baby. Snapping out of what you've been told. Snapping out of the daydream that is negatively affecting everything that we're building here. Because look around, like, this civilization is so beautiful. I respect that about all of us. We're just out here building It's very profound when you look at it. And if we're gonna sit here and let some mental tarnish and mental toxins get in the way of what we're building here, then what are we gonna do next? We're not gonna do anything next, because we're not gonna make it, period. And I hate to say it, but we truly won't make it. I guess, like, it's really easy to be scared, because even sitting here and making these videos and doing this and doing that, going out by myself, it's so scary. Living is scary. It's so vulnerable. Of course, you're gonna feel that fear. But that doesn't mean that we have to sit here and just let it defy us. We are not defied by, what we feel. We just happen to be feeling whatever that is. It doesn't mean that we're a horrible person and or this or that, or that we deserve some really bad stuff because it's just not true. It doesn't make any sense. And then we sit here and build our civilization on these untruths. And then we wonder why we can't keep going. We wonder why we feel like we are held back and we have nothing. I guess I'm proud of us. Like, I'm proud of us. Whoever really needs to hear that right now, like, I am proud of you. Because regardless of what you're doing today, you woke up. Regardless of literally anything else, you woke up. And that's respectable. That's something to literally honor and celebrate. Co-creation, baby! Yeah! So, I really like hanging out with you guys. Like, even if I'm not saying anything, I'm just chilling. And I hope you're just chilling. It's nice. I think, like, one of the things that civilization as a whole is missing out on is the fact that nobody wants to admit that sometimes they just want a hug and a thank you, or an I'm proud of you, or like a cookie even. Like, shoot. We look at that vulnerability and we see, like, we only see the shame that we feel from it. We see, oh, we're probably weak for that, or blah, blah, blah. Girl, no, that's literally so courageous. It's so courageous to feel your feelings, and people don't talk about that ever, and that's why everybody feels like they don't have anything. Because at the end of the day, like, some people just straight are getting no validation, and they don't know that that's what they need. They don't know how to reward that to themselves, because it truly is a gift. Giving that feeling to yourself. It's nice. Like, these videos, I don't do this for external reasons. It's nice to know that somebody's gonna listen to my videos and think, yeah, that's probably true, and then maybe start living their life in a more positive sense. I really love that, and I honor that, and I'm honored for that opportunity. But overall, I do this because I can sit here and be like, wow, literally everything I've felt up to this point truly makes so much sense. Instead of sitting in my dark room and working my off to forgive everybody around me, and not knowing how to literally forgive myself. And even if I've forgiven parts of myself, it's like, do I deserve to forgive all of myself and blah, blah, blah? Girl, get out of that room first and foremost. Go outside. Because people go outside all day and they go to their jobs and they get in their cars, but they don't get out their car to go acknowledge the environment and the wildlife and just the absolute mystery that wildlife holds. Nobody acknowledges that, probably because they're intimidated by it. And that would imply that they would have to sit with themselves in nature and look at everything that they don't feel very proud of. So, yeah, I feel really good about myself right now. And I want people to know, basically, in conclusion, that it's okay to really look at yourself and be like, I did it. I did it. Because, baby, I already won. I don't care if I don't look like it. I don't care if my hair is done nice and pretty. I don't care if I got my nails did. Girl, I did it. I did the most important thing that I had to do in my life. And that takes courage. That takes honesty. That takes the convenience of being able to trust yourself. I feel like in my heart I have so much to say right now about this truth, but at the same time I feel like everybody knows this deep down. I feel like you're listening to this and you literally know exactly what I'm telling you. You already know what you're doing. Literally. And the only reason people try to make you feel like you don't is because they don't know what they're doing and they don't want to admit it. So not being able to have that honesty and trust in yourself will absolutely destroy your whole life. And I'm literally sitting here watching it happen to people, and it's like, I can't do anything. Nobody's gonna listen to me if they don't listen to themselves. So like, I just literally take all of that energy that I want to give other people, and I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna chill right there. I think I'm gonna just let it go right there and let it resonate. Y'all sleep on that. Y'all really sit with that. Because everything I just said, that was truly from the heart. And I do want y'all to be able to say that it is okay to feel your heart, feel your love, regardless of the fear of being targeted. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I did. Y'all fairies keep doing your thing, and y'all keep it cool, kind, and classy. And I will see y'all in my next video.